Hello and welcome to this video on facilitating a workforce-based performance improvement session, part of a series of Best in Show videos on dynamic performance management. My name is Cam Scully and I will be your video guide in this series. Dynamic performance management is a simple and cost-effective approach to getting people and processes to perform where it counts the most. This is critical in achieving objectives, both financial and non-financial. This video will focus on facilitating a brainstorm for performance improvement ideas, in particular with a large group. Facilitating a large group brainstorm is something I refer to as workforce-based performance improvement, or WBPI. The process is very collaborative in that it gets employees deeply involved. Done well, it becomes creative yet organized problem solving. And let's face it, often no one knows better how to solve an internal matter than the frontline workers, your boots on the ground. This leads to improved performance, higher morale, and therefore increased competitive advantage. Employees buy in because they were part of the arrival to solutions. Now, no one is saying this is easy, but it might be less cumbersome than you think, and certainly can be done with some good facilitative leadership. Now, I want to take you into a room for a retreat. So envision what you see here as a retreat room with 7 groups each of around 5 people. Of course, the number of people in groups will vary in each case. You may arrange groups beforehand. There are certain strategies that can help get the most out of these sessions. Or perhaps you just allow people to sit where they want. Each group should be equipped with either a flip chart or a whiteboard, or perhaps the static cling sheets that can be put on the wall. Now we need to talk about the topics that are ideal for this type of exercise. The quest to improve performance casts such a wide net, and you may want to make the exercise focused enough to produce tangible results. One of my clients once wanted to flesh out their 7 key strategic directives, so that is what we used in that retreat. Core values is another possibility. The objectives from the strategy map often provide an excellent source of brainstorm subject matter. For example here, the brainstorm might be on the action items that will help accomplish the internal perspective. I would say that this is actually my favorite exercise with clients, the strategy mapping, because it is so energizing and forward-looking. One more example of topics for a brainstorm are the red scores that result from a balanced scorecard exercise. At the end of the fiscal period, there will always be those scores that disappoint. The best thing to do is to tackle them by raising all possible causes, then we can find solutions. Let's say that senior management used a fishbone approach, like the diagram, to determine key causes of a red score. Determining the sub-causes and root causes of these 5 causes you see here could be the centerpiece of the brainstorm activity. Or the brainstorm might be determining these causes. The door is wide open as to what can be discovered using this technique. Let me walk you through the list of suggested steps in this 3-phase process. Phase 1 involves creating a set of small groups and assigning each small group an objective, as we discussed already. Now, the small group brainstorm initiatives and action items that result will help achieve assigned objectives. So you allow the brainstorm to run for around 30 to 60 minutes. Here again is the visual to bring you back into the retreat room, so to speak. The facilitator is encouraged to walk around and provide guidance and humor as necessary. At least that's what I like to do. Step 4 of phase 1 is back in plenary session. Each group takes a turn presenting the results of their brainstorm. The facilitator will want to encourage ideas from participants that weren't involved in a specific brainstorm to add new ideas if they have them. At this point, I like to call a working break of about half an hour, maybe more or less, depending on the group size, 20 to 40 minutes. The working part of the break revolves around a voting process, which is where phase 2 begins. Phase 2 involves the use of several Postit Notes So your room will begin to look something like the diagram here. The steps involved in phase 2 are to take the working break I mentioned. Now just before the break, each participant should be supplied with several colored Post-it notes. I prefer the small pinky-sized ones because they take up less space. Over the course of the working break, each individual places the stickers on an idea as follows. 3 stickers for the idea that they believe is the most promising, 2 for the second most promising idea, and 1 for the third most promising idea. This exercise is done by each employee for each of the brainstorm sessions. So for example, if you had 5 small groups, each employee would get 30 Post-it notes. This brings us to phase 3, of which some or all might be completed after the session closes. Retreats often have long agendas, so I have clients that sometimes save this as part of the follow-up task. Ideally though, it is part of the session with next steps established before you leave. Before taking them down, all the ideas and Post-its need to be counted and recorded. Then during or after the session, decisions are made around ideas to move forward with. Primary and secondary owners should be assigned to activities and initiatives, and next steps need to be established. I hope that you found this video to be a useful look at facilitating a workforce-based performance improvement session. Workforce input is critical in maximizing performance. The process takes time and care, but this cost-effective approach can help organizations unlock new performance potential. If you would like more information, don't hesitate to email me at cscoley@outlook.com or to call me at 416-209-0704. Thank you for watching, and please look for the other videos that are part of this series. I wish you best success in your quest to improve and better manage performance.